Yo, strength isn't always what you think. In this video, we're going to talk about true strength and 4 reasons why you sell yourself short of greatness. And that's going to happen right now.
Some fans they scream next, while others they make threats, while the devil's making bets stack. I'll be afraid to get myself wet, but I owe it to my family to scream out next. It's the IRX, some fans they scream next, while others they make threats, while the devil's making bets stack. I'll be afraid to get myself wet, but I owe it to my family to scream out next. So you think that I'm offended cause you don't wanna listen, brother? I was commissioned.
Bob, what in Gehenna, bro? Would you put on your shirt? Seriously, bro, why you gonna sit here flexing your overgrown, no arm, over caffeinated Brock Lesnar? No, I'm about to do a show.
We're going to dive right in so that we can unlock your hidden potential. It's been hidden for way too long, and you were designed for a lot more than you actually think. You're not meant for just good. You're meant to be great, and I want you to know this. In this video, we're going to talk about 4 reasons why you sell yourself short. And I need y'all to stick around to the very end so that you understand that there's a lot more to you than you actually think. If you're here for the first time, subscribe to my channel and hit that little bell so that you know when I put up my next content. If you're returning to my channel, thank you so much, because in all honesty, there is no channel without y'all. I was always an active kid growing up. I love being able to push the limits of my body. I like to adventure. I was super curious and I got in a lot of trouble. My parents never got me a bike. And I remember when I first got my first bike, I literally went nuts. First of all, I couldn't stay on the bike. But second of all, knowing that I couldn't stay on the bike, I thought, hey, what better way to learn than to go downhill? And I remember going downhill with this bike and literally telling myself, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die. I'm here before you. I didn't die, but I got busted up pretty good. What did I learn from that situation? One, that I should probably never ride a bike. I'm just playing. Obviously, it wasn't that. I learned a lot of things. But you know what? I got back on the bike and I started riding again and riding again and riding again until eventually I got it down. This active kid continued to do things, to push himself. In high school, I tried out for the football team. I never played football in my life, but I tried out. And eventually I became a part of the freshman team. That was great. I became a part of the JV team. And then I became a starter on our varsity team. I've never played football, but here I was. Was I the greatest athlete on that line? No. But I loved it and I challenged myself. In college, that went on. I continued to do things. I think at one point in time, I was the fattest parkour guy you've ever seen. I was jumping down flights of stairs. I was trying to grind off of rails. I mean, it was probably hilarious if you were watching me, but for me, I thought I was the man. I love being active and just pushing myself. Well, in college, I got hurt. 3-on-3 basketball tournament, crashing the boards, and I got crashed. I ended up severely destroying my knee. It wrecked me, and it was devastating to hear from the doctor that I was never going to play sports again. I wasn't on scholarship. It wasn't like this was my livelihood. It was just something that I genuinely liked. So it was devastating for me. I wanted to be an active individual, but now I was just confined to a wheelchair, a full leg cast, and later on a little mechanical knee brace. I couldn't do the things that I wanted to do before, and the doctor told me that it wasn't going to happen. But today, I'm part of a UFC gym. I love Muay Thai. I love Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I love to run. Bob, that's foul, bro. That's messed up. You know, shut up, Bob. And how do I do all those things? Because I don't sell myself short. You know what? Just come with me. We'll talk about it. The first point is that you probably have survived your worst. The human body is literally able to do a lot more than what we give it credit for. I mean, have you ever heard stories of people doing amazing things with their body just out of survival? Like people that would go months on end without food or water because they're just surviving the elements of either being captive or being stranded. Because the human body is designed to do a lot more than we actually give it credit for. If you understand that you cannot limit yourself, that you can do more than you give yourself credit for, then that will go a long way. Number 2. Have you ever pushed yourself past your physical threshold? Like, have you ever pushed yourself past what you knew you were physically able to do. Have you ever done that? Because if you have, then you see what your body can do. Just recently, I told myself that I was going to run 3 miles. I have never run 3 miles. I don't even think that I've really run a mile straight at any point in time. But I said I'm going to run 3 miles. And you know what I did? I ran 3 miles. And no matter how many times my body and my mind were saying stop, I knew that there was a threshold above what I was convincing myself of, and decided that I was going to go past that. My feet were numb. My lungs were burning. My legs were burning. My knees were done. But I just kept going. But you can't let your mind tell your body, because if your mind tells your body, it is going to stop. Do you know that researchers have shown that when the muscles actually do their thing, that they are a lot stronger than when their mind's involved? I remember my crew with Team Agari Martial Arts, my instructor for Muay Thai used to always make us repeat a motion. He said this is all building muscle memory, because at some point in time, you're going to have to let your muscles just do what your muscles were designed to do. And if you continually train on both sides, both you're strong and you're weak, then when it comes time to combat, you're going to know what to do, because your muscles are just going to take over. He charged me every single time and challenged me, stop overthinking. The minute you overthink is the minute that you lose the fight. If researchers have found this to be true, then why haven't we bought into that? One of the greatest advertising slogans out there is "Just Do It" by Nike. And guess what? They got it right. You just got to do it. You can't overthink it and convince yourself out of it. Some of us start our sets and we count 1, 2, 3. What if you started counting your set at the moment of failure? Yeah, when you reach 12 and you can't do any more, now push 2. I bet you if you told yourself to push 2, you'd push 2 more. Number 3, there's always room for growth. We have to understand that we are not in control of our environment. But what we do have control of is the ability to learn from that situation or that moment. We can grow from our failure, and we're too busy worried about what failure feels like. Failure is not the enemy. I'm not saying to go out there and cheer yourself on to failure, but don't be afraid to fail. It's okay. You can learn from that. Don't be a victim to failure. That environment, those circumstances are going to make you better. And that's where true growth lies. Number 4, even in our immense spiritual, emotional, and physical turmoil, we can still accomplish great things. In the midst of all of that, you can do great things. Mother Teresa endured serious darkness, depression. When they found her journal entries, people were shocked at what they read, because whenever they saw her, all she was doing was smiling and serving people. What stopped her? Nothing. Not even her turmoil. She just kept going. Why? Because she saw the end game. The end game was more important than that moment. Those 4 things are going to take you a long way. And I'm telling you right now that you were created for greatness. You're created in the image and likeness of a God, a great God, a God who only does great things. So therefore, you were created to do great things. The only person putting limitations on you is you. Now, don't get me twisted. There are a lot of haters out there that are going to say you can't do things, all right? They're in their own category, because ultimately they're just speaking. They have no control of whether you move or don't move, but you do. I do. I have control of whether I can do something or not do something. I have control of whether I listen to those haters or I dismiss the haters. We can do more. When God created us, he said, it is very good. You are very good. That means that you're set apart from just good. God's only son, Jesus, endured one of the most horrific tortures in human history, and he did not give his life to them. Rather, he gave his breath back to his Father. When you are pushing and pushing and pushing, don't give your last effort to the haters, whether it is someone who has said something to you or whether that hater is you telling you that you can't do something. Do not forfeit your last effort to them. Forfeit your last effort to God. And trust me when I say that when you do that, your new life will spring in you. You will hop to the opportunity to take that one more lap, to do that one more rep. You're going to do things more because you're forfeiting it to the person who created you to do the great thing that you're seeking to accomplish. Our God created you to be a Bugatti and you're driving around like you in a Kia. Don't sell yourself short. You're stronger than you know. Yo, this is your boy 210. If you haven't already subscribed, please do so. If you have, thank you. And I'll catch you on our next video. Yo, Bob, say something. I didn't think so. I'll be afraid to get myself wet, but I
someone with no arms, bro. What you want? What's up, bro? What's up? What's up, bro? What's up, bro?